I spent 5 years climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong wall. I didn't know that at the time. I thought I was doing everything right. I was taking the stretch assignments, I was staying late, I was saying yes when I should have said no, and no when I should have said nothing at all. I had the title, I had the salary band, I had the performance reviews that said exceeds expectations. And I was exhausted in a way that sleep couldn't fix. Not tired, exhausted. The kind that lives in your chest. The kind where you wake up on a Sunday and feel it before you remember why. That's not burnout. Well, it is burnout, but it's something else first. It's what happens when you've been optimizing your entire life for a version of success that you never actually chose. You just inherited it. Someone handed it to you early, a parent, a professor, a culture that told you that ambition looks like sacrifice, and you ran with it for so long you forgot it wasn't yours. The Girlboss era sold us a specific story, and it was seductive because it sounded like freedom. You can have the career and the relationship and the apartment and the body and the vacation that somehow also proves you're well-rounded. You can have it all if you want it badly enough, if you wake up early enough, if you're disciplined enough, if you just work hard enough. What nobody said out loud was, at what cost? Here's what the Girlboss era actually looked like from inside. You performed ambition constantly, not just at work, everywhere. The way you talked about your job at dinner, the way you framed your exhaustion as a badge, the way rest felt like falling behind. You didn't just work hard, you performed working hard, because the performance was part of the identity, and the identity was expensive. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the things that quietly disappeared. The hobbies you dropped because they weren't productive, the friendships that got deprioritized because you were always swamped, the appointments you rescheduled so many times they stopped being scheduled at all. The version of yourself that used to exist on a slow Saturday morning, you stopped being her so gradually you didn't notice she was gone. This is the part they never put in the LinkedIn post, not the 5 a.m. wake up and the morning routine, the part after, the part where you're 2 years in and you don't know what you enjoy anymore because you haven't had unstructured time in so long that silence feels uncomfortable. You fill it, you scroll, you make a to-do list, because being still feels like being behind. Now here's the thing about the soft life that nobody's saying clearly enough. It's not lazy, it's not quitting, it's not lying in a field somewhere hoping money rains down on you. The soft life is a strategic rejection of the idea that your worth is measured by your output. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's choosing rest without guilt. It's choosing a role that pays you fairly without requiring your entire nervous system in exchange. It's deciding that a slower pace is not a failure, it's a preference, and preferences are allowed. The corporate world was not built for you to thrive in it indefinitely. It was built for throughput, and when you are useful, you are valued. When you stop being useful, whether that's a restructuring, a new leadership team, a strategic pivot, that value evaporates fast. The company does not feel loyalty the way you do. It calculates. And if you've given everything to it, you'll feel that calculation the moment it no longer runs in your favor. That's not cynicism. That's just how organizations work. So here's the question nobody asks directly. If the company gets a bad quarter, they cut costs, they restructure, they let people go. And in those decisions, your sacrifice does not get factored in. Your late nights don't appear on the balance sheet. Your missed weekends don't earn you protection. You were useful, then circumstances changed. What did you keep for yourself? That's the real question the soft life movement is sitting with. Not how do I do less work, but what do I actually want my life to look like? And am I building it, or am I just building someone else's vision of what my life should prove? Here's what I know now that I wish I'd known 5 years earlier. Peace is not a consolation prize. It is not what you get when you couldn't make it work. It is the thing you settle for when ambition didn't pan out. Peace is a destination you have to choose on purpose, because no one in the professional world will ever hand it to you. The job will always have more. The inbox will always have more. There will always be one more thing that needs you before you can finally rest. If you are waiting for permission to slow down, you will wait forever. The girl boss is dead, not because ambition died. She's dead because a generation of women looked at the full cost, not just the salary and the title, but what it actually took, what it actually cost, and said, not like this. Not because they couldn't hack it, because they could, and they looked ahead and saw 10 more years of the same, and decided the destination wasn't worth the road. That's not giving up, that's clarity. And clarity is the hardest thing to find when you've been moving fast for a long time. Some of you are in it right now. You're performing fine, you're delivering, you're on the right trajectory by every external measure, and something still feels off, something quiet, not dramatic, just a low-level awareness that this isn't quite it. That feeling is not nothing. That feeling is information. The question is whether you're going to slow down long enough to actually hear it, or whether you're going to keep optimizing for someone else's definition of success until the cost becomes impossible to ignore. The ladder was real, the climb was real, the work was real. It was just leaning against the wrong wall.